everyone. This is Harshal Desai. I am part of Elets Technomedia Private Limited. I welcome you all today in the next edition of Elets Innovation Talk. And we are very glad to inform you all that today we have Mr. Sandeep Bhambure, who is Vice President and Managing Director at Veeam India and for SAARC region. I welcome you, Mr. Sandeep Bhambure, to this Elets Innovation Talk.
Thank you very much, Harshal. I appreciate this opportunity to talk to all our customers who have been following Elets, and thank you, Elets, for this opportunity.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. So we would like to inform you, Mr. Bhambure, that Elets Innovation Talk is one of the innovative initiatives that have been undertaken by Elets Technomedia Private Limited to interact with several leaders from different organizations. And the purpose of the Elets Innovation Talk is to apprise our audience and our viewers on various initiatives which are being undertaken by different organizations. They are from the banking and finance domain, from manufacturing, from healthcare, from education, agriculture, housing, water, sanitation, and many more. So today we are really very glad that you have taken time out from your busy schedule to allow us to interview you on this platform. So we once again thank you so much for this opportunity. And now we will like to start this conversation formally. And to start this conversation formally, I would like to ask you, what is Veeam's contribution to the backup and recovery solution space? Because that is something which Veeam is very strong at, and we would love to understand your opinion on this. Please tell us about your business in brief.
Yeah, sure. So, Veeam is the leading provider of backup solutions that delivers on cloud data management. And if you look at the performance of Veeam, over the last several years from the time of our inception, we've been always growing at a very rapid pace in the market. Most recently, 2019 IDC report for second half 2019 talks about the top 5 vendors in the backup and replication, and Veeam is very clearly the leader in the backup and data protection domain. So we have been growing at a much rapid pace as compared to the industry. In the APJ region, we have grown at 10x the market. And India and SAARC, the region which I manage, with a very strong team and presence across 5 different cities, we have been one of the very hyper growth engines for APJ region. Worldwide as well, Veeam has been very tracking a very strong growth. So if you look at again, the growth of Veeam as compared to the other leaders in 2019 second half, we have grown at roughly 3 times the market, while most of the other vendors have either stagnated or they are slowing down. So why is this relevant to the customers? Is because if you look at not only has the IT industry gone through a massive transformation, it is also the availability and the expectation of customers that is changing, and that has gone through a big transformation. Yes. And that's where I think that Veeam has been quite contemporary and helping customers solve the challenges of availability and backup in modern IT. Right. So our contribution to the more backup and availability space has been phenomenal. We have more than 375,000 customers worldwide. So which means that we are adding around 4,000 customers every month. That's a very strong momentum of our business. Our net promoter score for customer satisfaction is 3.5x the industry average. Again, why is this important for customers? Is because it talks about how likely a customer is recommended to another customer. So the competitors in the market, they're like really struggling to keep pace with the support and the simplicity that with great business across the world and in part of I think we are on a very strong growth trajectory. I would also like to share with you, Harshal, and the audience, that the very recent Gartner Magic Quadrant 2020 pegs us as at the top, in terms of our ability to execute. So over the last 4 years, we have been in the Gartner's Magic Quadrant, the leaders quadrant there, and 2020 has been really, you know, good for us, where we are right there in our ability to execute. We have also moved because of the completeness of vision as compared to the other players who have been around. So you see a lot of players in the backup and industry market, uh, uh, and largely it's quite a crowded place. So unless and until you have very clear differentiation of your solutions and the customer, like move away from the traditional solutions and adopt something like what we invest in.
Okay, okay, that's great. I remember last time I had interacted with you, and it was a face-to-face interaction. We had sought your opinion only on the solutions that you have to offer to the banking and finance industry. But I'm sure BFSI is not the only area that Veeam is into. What are the key industries that Veeam caters to? We'd like to understand this.
Sure. So, if you look at over the past 6 months, particularly, in these pandemic times, we've seen different industries, go through different phases of their business cycle. So, certain industries are really struggling, to survive. Certain industries have found out a way to innovate and then, be on top. Whereas certain industries are trying to kind of, keep pace with what the challenges that the pandemic is posing in front. So, if you ask me, what has been the key drivers or the industries where Veeam is focused on, I would say that we cut horizontally across all the industries. We have our solution offerings for the telco. We have BFSI, government, healthcare, manufacturing, utilities. So 82% of Fortune 500 companies and 68% of Global 2000 organizations use Veeam as their availability solution. So which means that we are cutting across all the verticals. But if you ask me, what are the verticals that are doing well or looking at, transforming their availability platform, I would say that the BFSI remains at top. We can see a lot of changes happening here in terms of the initiative that BFSI is taking, to modernize their IT and particularly availability. I can see healthcare, which is so compliance and strongly regulated that they need to also look at transforming the package. I see a huge stimulus by the government to drive different projects, and then availability becomes one of the core engines to keep all these applications running.
Yes.
So the PSU and government definitely is, like I said, any new project that any of these industries initiate, backup is an essential solution there, and our endeavor is to be there for each and every customer across the industry and offer our solution. So PSU, government, BFSI, healthcare, these are the top. I would also mention over here that the ransomware threat is real, very, and the healthcare industry in particular are affected by ransomware. I can see many educational institutions looking at protecting all of the IP and data and the information that they have, that their business and the student community, the fraternity doesn't get impacted, and they are actually quite susceptible to ransomware. Utility companies, again, these are ones that are quite susceptible to ransomware. So if I look at the threats to businesses, then ransomware threat is particularly driving many of these industries to take action in terms of safeguarding their data and making sure that their backup and availability platform is very robust and can secure against these kind of.
Right. Okay. Now you spoke about healthcare domain, but before I ask you about a question on healthcare and the current COVID situation, I would like to request you, what are some of the key differentiator solutions that Veeam offers? If you can please highlight some points in detail.
Yeah, sure. So, I spoke about how the backup industry has transformed and how the customers' expectations have changed, on
Yes.
the availability solution. And, this was validated by a study that we conducted across the globe where we interviewed a large number of CIOs and decision makers, to speak about what are the changing expectations of these organizations from the backup and availability platform or the solution that they use. And, they shared with us that, cost, complexity, and capability are the three reasons why customers would move away from their incumbent or legacy tech. Again, if you look at Gartner study, it talks about most organizations are likely to place their backup platform by 2022, even if they have committed to one in 2018, which means that over the next 1.5 years, many organizations are going to move away from the legacy backup. Why would anyone do that? Why would the IT organization? Well, one simple reason, I think reliability and capability is what really driving it away from legacy. So, if you look at the IT organization today, customers are like heavily virtualized. They are adopting hybrid cloud in a big way. I see organizations even exploring the ways of deploying containers in it's quite a that most organizations, right? Say 3/4 of the organizations are likely to adopt Kubernetes over the next 2 years. So if you look at the landscape, it's really transformed, and customers are looking at simplicity. To take this environment, they don't want the backup software really to be. The expectations have moved away from protecting data to how quickly can you recover or the business SLAs on uptime in this environment where real the applications and people can run 24/7, always on. Because the expectation of moving from the backup window to recovery and meeting the business SLAs on uptime. Now, the requirements have further gone beyond that into the realms of cloud. So customers are saying, well, fine, the backup software, if it is doing a good job on backup, how can you help us in the hybrid cloud environment? Make sure that we are or seamlessly move applications and workload, from on-prem to cloud. So essentially, I'm about cloud computing of these workloads. So the expectation of the customer is take us beyond the cloud recovery in cloud computing. Help us in monitoring and analysis of where all our data reside. How do we do better capacity planning, bring down the cost, monitoring and analytics of this information very when it comes to availability. And further going beyond that, when you are in a hybrid cloud environment, you need to have orchestrate these workloads at an optimal level. You want to make sure that certain workloads, depending on how they are behaving or they are expected to behave at different, are actually into the environment. Cloud A, moving to AWS or SPs, on this on. So the orchestration of workload is something that customers are expecting. The backup and availability.
Right, right, right. Okay.
And,
So,
one last point, Harshit, governance and compliance is also becoming. So customers are telling us that, when you are protecting all of this information, can you help us comply with regulatory requirements? Here it could be, the data protection bill, be RBI guidelines, SEBI, or any of the global regulatory frameworks, because many of our Indian customers are also, working in our global market space. So compliance and governance is also an expectation from the bank.
right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, Sandeep, for sharing your points on key differentiator solutions that your esteemed organization has to offer. Now, as I said, coming to the COVID part, COVID-19 is, of course, helping enterprises realize the potential of digital transformation. We all are witnessing it, but many are struggling to protect and manage their data. What is your view on this? We would like to understand this.
Yeah, sure. So, the COVID situation has really exposed backup and availability strategy for many customers and IT organizations. And I think, if if the IT fraternity spends some time in, uh, taking a relook at the strategy, things will emerge quite clearly. I say in the sense that there's need to reset the availability strategy button for many companies. Okay, and that's because, over the past decades, there has been a lot of accumulation of legacy backup data, which doesn't really help companies to keep their business up and running always on, and COVID situation has really kind of brought that thing to the fore. A simple thing like, as you get your workforce to work remotely, many customers found that, if they have not had a good uh, data protection strategy for the VDI, it posed different challenges in terms of securing this information, for their remote work, or even protecting endpoint data. It's as simple as that. You work from your home, and obviously many times you're not going through the secure channel. You don't have the security framework of working from your office premise, and then you are exposing your data to security threats.
Right.
So a simple need that emerged is, protecting the endpoint. What we have, so this is a no frill and fancy requirement really. What the customers want is very simple ease of use in terms of the user, in terms of protecting this information and ability to recover. And I would say the next thing here would be, even if the employee were, let's say, working not from home, could be working from anywhere and loses his, endpoint device, is it possible to keep that data, make that data available for that user? This is a requirement as far as the end user or the remote user is concerned. And we have launched the service along with our cloud service provider partners, keeping in mind that customers are really trying to do more with less. So we made it like very aggressive in terms of price point. It's as simple as, Harshal, you can protect 100 GB of your data on a cloud at just about 1,000 rupees per annum.
Oh.
Think about it. You have the ability to recover that information. Yes, either you lose the laptop or the laptop crashes or whatever happens. Now that is for the endpoint. We're seeing that customers in this scenario are also looking at the business cycles and the ups and downs of their business cycle, and then bursting workloads in the. Okay, so hybrid cloud and cloud first strategy is something that many businesses are today, looking at. And then comes the underlying need that if you have a cloud first strategy, then you need the flexibility and mobility to workload in a hybrid cloud environment. So we are helping customers. Future generally is one case in point. This is one of the key reference customers, very leading insurance company.
Yes.
And they have managed to bring down their cost significantly, because what Veeam has helped them is to build an availability platform with not so expensive hardware, gives them flexibility to look at uptime SLAs, in just about a few seconds. From we're actually struggling with, hours of downtime, and the legacy backup software was not able to meet this requirement, and now it has come down to a few seconds. Plus, it also gives them the flexibility to move their workloads in the hybrid cloud environment, which is very big, because now you're not dependent on or you're not bound by any particular infrastructure or a hardware. Neither are you limited by a specific cloud option. So that gives tremendous flexibility and allows the customer to innovate, be very agile in the business, keep your costs low, and then reduce your exposure to risky situations, or it could be because of COVID or any other situation that the business climate.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Since
So
yeah.
sorry. I also spoke about cost being one of the key considerations. So
Yes.
as businesses are picking up, customers, like I said, want to do more with less. So what customers tell me is, Sandeep, we do not want to be, limited or bound by an appliance-driven strategy. Appliances have been really there in the market for a long time, and the cost of ownership of appliance for many customers, the large and the small, has been very high. Because it limits your ability to scale, it limits your ability to, keep your cost in control. And so Veeam's strategy around building a software-defined availability platform is very key in this one. We have been able to help our customers reduce their backup cost anywhere from 30 to 60%.
Okay.
So it's very compelling for business. And I can tell you from my experience, if business plan their backup strategy based on capacity and based on an appliance, it's quite likely that they would run out of their IT budgets, in half the time. Plan it for 5 years, in 2 years, 3 years time. Historically, I have observed that customers find themselves in a catch-22 situation where they run out of the budget. So this is a strategy which is very expensive for the customers to own, and that's why I would say that pandemic has kind of got customers to think about different availability strategies, and software defined is one of the key elements that they are considering to implement.
Right. Since you're talking about COVID, of course, we would like to, ask you how badly this has impacted your business in India and SAARC region.
I won't say that the business is not impacted, but I would definitely say that the kind of inquiries that we are getting are phenomenal. Okay? We saw a temporary kind of wait and watch situation with the customers. The large number of projects that we have been working on with the customers that got delayed. Okay, but the importance of these projects has not diminished for the customers. We see that while the market recovers and things get back to normal, I think customers realize the importance of having a very robust availability strategy. And the inquiries that we're getting on the market across different verticals have been really very strong. So I see that for the next 2021, we follow January, December as a year, and looking at very strong quarters, as we move forward. And I think that across the industry, I see a growth. It's particularly, I think, driven by the government. It's driven by the BFSI, healthcare. I would also like to mention here that the SMB is very important to check. So when you see the SMB business doing well, okay, it explains to us that yes, the the overall economy is seeing more confidence. To see a huge momentum in that space. So it's
Right.
not just leaders who are engaging with us, like banks, governments, and telcos, but it is even the SMBs who are now finding it, quite a stable environment or outlook. I would say a stable outlook, and that's why we see a huge the SMB space.
Right. Right. Great. Now, COVID-19, this pandemic has, we all know that has impacted the decision making when it comes to deploy latest technologies within offices and premises and different government offices across the country and across the world. So this is certainly one of the element that has changed the decision making when it comes to technology deployment. But what could be some of the other key areas that will influence the technology deployment decisions in the domain in next 5 years? What are your views?
Yeah, so I would say cloud first as a strategy for many organizations. I think BFSI and government is looking at AI and ML as one of the key drivers, and there's a huge thrust by the government to really look at how they could improve the productivity, how they could actually reduce the risk in their business. So banks particularly looking at using AI and ML in terms of making sure that they have much better customers to manage, better credit ratings, and that is eventually kind of going to help the overall economy. So
Yes.
ML is definitely going to be one of the key drivers, and we believe that we are extremely well placed here. So as government as well as some of the, and I would say PSU banks are also part of this
Yes.
government sector, right? So they are going to be in the forefront of driving these initiatives. Private cloud is an initiative that I see many banks and government bodies or even PSU organizations take. So, private cloud, adopting hybrid cloud as a strategy, AI, ML, these are the some key drivers where we see that Veeam can be an important part of their mission.
Right. So, of course, Veeam will definitely play a critical role in all these applications. What is Veeam's key business focus? If we just talk about, let's say, 2020 and 21, in the next 1 year, what would be those areas there you would be focusing a lot?
So, if you look at how we kind of structure our business, or we look at our team, okay, first of all, let me kind of mention it once again that we are a 100% channel driven organization, which means that
Yes.
every opportunity is fulfilled by our channel partners, which is a very strong across the country. We work very closely with our alliance partners, HP, Cisco, NetApp, Lenovo, all of these. You spoke about them in the beginning. We work very closely with them. We are part of their price book, and they are in the thick of things as far as the initiative. And one of these initiatives, cloud, don't see that 50% of cloud. Hybrid cloud is going to stay physical environment. Their virtual cloud is there. So we can protect it, any from that standpoint, I would say uh, uh, the areas of for our or where we are going to be around not only protecting modern workloads, but the customers move beyond that. So we see a very strong adoption of SaaS.
Sorry to I think there is some issue in this question. There's a lot of areas where we could not hear you. So
Okay.
I'd like to take these questions again, sir. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Sandeep. One thing again that we would like to ask you that what is Veeam's key business focus and vision and growth strategies for 2020 and 21? We would like to request you to share some thought on this.
Sure. So, well, Veeam's vision is for India, SAARC, it just resonates with what we are trying to do globally. So we want to be the most trusted provider of backup solution that delivers on cloud data management.
Yes.
Okay. And we are 100% channel focused company. Every business solution that we offer to customers happens a channel partner, which is a strong community across the country. We work very strongly with our alliance partners like HP, Cisco, NetApp, Lenovo, our GTM with our partners to protect both 365 is also going strong. So if I look at business, I will take it into two parts. If I, this is what we call as Act 1. Okay? And the second, and let me try and explain to you what is Act 1 and Act 1 essentially is, we're talking about the modern workloads, the virtualized environments. And if you look at any data center today, you have footprints of the physical and then a large footprint of virtual environment. That we call as Act 1. So Veeam has, for the past so many years, we have been the leader in protecting virtual environments, and then we became leader in protecting private cloud. If you look at our offering, the V10 platform, it protects workloads not only for the virtual environment where we are the number one, we protect the physical environments as well. And the reality of data centers and IT today is that there are going to be elements of it. Now, coming to the next opportunity or the business line for us, which is Act 2, which is talking about hybrid cloud. So we see that over the next decade, the adoption of hybrid cloud is only going to accelerate, and that is an opportunity that we want to focus on. So we have launched in our V10 platform, capabilities to protect protect AWS, workloads, native backup of AWS workloads. We are helping protect data in cloud and make it 100% ransomware proof. We have introduced capabilities where if customers want to migrate multiple VMs instantly in a hybrid cloud environment, they could do that. Now, that is a big opportunity as we see over the next decade or so. And we also see another big opportunity and awareness that is getting created for backup of O365 data, SaaS applications, because your data is on the cloud, but customers are becoming more aware that the responsibility is not on the cloud service provider to protect all this information. It is a joint responsibility, and so joint responsibility means that the CIO is also responsible for protecting all of that data. It's not just Microsoft who is going to be responsible for protecting your O365. We are doing so many conferences and working remotely, so Teams is becoming very popular. You see, like, I have some data around, Microsoft adding, 44 million to 75 million active users of MS Teams daily. So which is phenomenal. Businesses are being run on this, on the video applications. Right. What it means is that there is a need to even protect the recordings or the MS Teams data that gets generated, and that is what I think is going to drive a big momentum for growth for companies like us, because we do extremely well in protecting O365 data and help customer recover that. We help protect OneDrive, SharePoint, as well as Microsoft Teams, which is getting launched in 11. So yeah, these are the opportunities that we would be focusing on as we move forward.
Thank you, Sandeep. for sharing these inputs. Now, one thing that I would like to ask you, people have, this is probably a little different question. People are working from home. They are working from places that the company is not aware of the places where people are working from, right?
Yes.
So in this crucial time, this becomes very important for companies to also understand which devices are going to be connected with their systems. How this scenario is, how what are your views on this trend? I mean, we talk about a lot of zero trust technologies also, right? So zero trust technologies is something which is also gaining momentum, right? We companies are paying a lot of attention which devices are connected with them and which are not connected with them. What are your views on this? Do you also have something to offer in this domain, in this area? How
So
is for enterprises?
yeah, so yeah, I get your point, but just to reiterate where what we are focused on as an organization.
Have.
So our focus is very clear. So we are a backup company. We are focused on delivering availability for our customers and then helping them in the cloud data management space. So while the security and backup seems to kind of data protection seems to somewhere kind of get together and there could be common space, but we are quite clear that we want to remain in the space of helping our customers keep their applications always on.
Right.
So from that standpoint, if you ask me, protecting the endpoint data, making it available and recoverable is something that we could do well. We could help our customers in keeping their infrastructure in the data center up and running, always
Yeah.
on, or the cloud working. Security is not a space that we really kind of.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes. Yes. Got your point. You also spoke about channel partners.
yes.
That forms the backbone of Veeam. As you said, you work through channel partners. What are the strategies that you adopt to you know create an environment where your channel partner trust the products and solutions, trust Veeam? They work in tandem across the country, servicing their clients from various sectors across the states.
So, you had the answer in the question itself. Trust is the most important thing, that the channel partners expect. And, so our entire pro partner program is aligned in such a way that the partners gain a lot by partnering with Veeam, because what happens is, first of all, the partners can get into a differentiated conversation with their customers. Okay.
Yes.
Look at most of the traditional backup and availability software, they'll keep talking about the same thing, which is so irrelevant today. What customers really want to look at is how can backup software help in cloud data management. So, partners can really make some very good conversations with their customers, be relevant in the marketplace, and that is what they are looking at. Partners are looking at how they can augment their business or profitability by offering services on top of the solutions that they sell. So, if you look at our revenues in India and worldwide, not $1 is actually from the services. It's all product. Okay, so we are a 100% product company. Our partners are delivering the services on top of Veeam solutions to our customers. Okay, so it gives them that opportunity to be more profitable, by offering these services, professional services, implementation services to the customers, be much closer to the customers. There are incentive programs that we run, enablement sessions that we run for the partners so that they are kind of completely up to date, at the cutting edge of technology when it comes to, what's happening in the marketplace. Okay, so very partner friendly program, I would say. Another thing why the partners would prefer to work with Veeam is because for every dollar of Veeam that is sold, we are able to help the partner sell an ancillary or an attached business of $5. So think about it like someone sells $100,000 worth of Veeam, then there's a 500K worth of peripheral hardware that the customers that the partner can really offer to them. Because end of the day, the backup data is going to reside on some storage. There will be need for some servers over there, and and that's how the partners can really be relevant to their customers. They're not really dependent on one big vendor who is doing all the sales, and then the partner becomes incidental just to route the order. That is a very key differentiator as far as Veeam is concerned. Partners have very important role. Okay. And our partners are the same partners who work very closely with HP. The HP stock partners, automatically can be Veeam's partners. Same with Cisco, Lenovo, NetApp, and I would say that even the independent partners, who offer best of breed to their customers, they are again like very key, for our strategy. I want to touch upon the cloud service providers. Okay, that is another ecosystem, which is offering solutions to their customers, and I would want to share with you that almost, all the cloud service providers, or I would say most of the cloud service providers in India, are tied up with Veeam to offer services to their customers. So worldwide we have a very strong cloud service provider, partner program. More than 20,000 partners worldwide. So that partner community of CSPs is also growing very strong in India.
Interesting information you have shared indeed, Mr. Sandeep Bhambure. And before we formally close this conversation, I would like to ask one more question, last but not the least for the day. In terms of the product roadmap and product innovation, right? What is that we can expect from Veeam in next 5 years?
5 years is a very long time, but I can tell you that we would continue to lead in the space of backup and cloud data management, and I think with inside venture partners being part, be a part of that, so that gives us that ability to continue innovating and be at the cutting edge of availability. And so I would say that as the future unfolds, we will be able to expand and extend our platform to help our customers do well on the tenets of simplicity, reliability, and flexibility. So that's the objective that we want to really help our customers with. Our customers want Kubernetes and containers tomorrow. We know that we are very well prepared for that. We are preparing our customers to protect their workloads or in a hybrid cloud environment. So we're going to do a great there. So whatever the future throws at the customers, we want to make sure that we are there as part of the delivery strategy for a long time.
Right. I would like to take this question again because again there was some disturbance. So we will again take this question. Yeah. Thank you so much, Mr. Sandeep Bhambure, for sharing those interesting inputs on supporting the channel partners who are associated with Veeam. One last question before we formally close this conversation is that our viewers and our readers would like to understand in terms of product roadmap and product innovation, what is that we can expect from Veeam in near future?
Yeah, sure. So we want to continue to be extending our leadership position in the backup and availability space. So we will invest in technologies that will help customers keep their cost low, help them make their backup and availability platform simple and flexible, and make sure that they are able to address any challenge that the future throws at them from the technology standpoint. So if we moved from protecting virtual workloads to helping customers protect their environment in private cloud. We are helping customers protect their workloads in a hybrid cloud environment and going beyond protection to cloud data management. Now, as more and more customers adopt containers and Kubernetes, we see an opportunity there to help our customers. Over the next couple of years, independent research forecasts that 3/4 of the organizations are likely to, use Kubernetes. So we are preparing ourselves there as well. So the Veeam data management and the cloud data management platform is very well equipped to help customers in protecting not only workloads on physical, but also on in the virtual space, in cloud, and some of the challenges that the future is going to throw at the IT organizations, and we'll continue to invest there.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bhambure, for sharing all this information. And with this, we formally close the Elets Innovation Talk, this edition, with Mr. Sandeep Bhambure, who is Vice President and Managing Director at Veeam India and for SAARC region. Thank you so much, Mr. Bhambure, for taking time out from your busy schedule and allowing us an opportunity to interview and understand more about Veeam and its offering. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Harshal. All the viewers here, stay safe, take care of yourself. Appreciate this opportunity.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
भारत एक युवा देश है। विश्व में हमने युवाओं की आईटी एनर्जी के माध्यम से अपना रुतबा खड़ा किया है और भारत इसके बात के लिए गर्व कर सकता है। दुनिया में हम आंख में आंख मिला करके बात कर सकते हैं। और ये मेरा साफ मैं हमेशा कहता आया हूँ, आईटी प्लस आईटी इज इक्वल टू आईटी। इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी प्लस इंडियन टैलेंट इज इक्वल टू इंडिया टुमारो।